Get to the car parts, big shout out to probably my #1 fan. Thanks very much for this light thing you sent me. It's actually going to make things a lot more useful for close-up shots and things like that. So yeah, awesome. Thanks. So something crucial that I can't remember if I did when I first got the Mini. I've had this Mini now, what, 2 years? I've had quite a lot of surgery, so obviously not had a lot of time on it. So car oil, that's something I can't remember if I've done or not, so we're going to drop the oil out, give it its best chances today. And we've just got this pretty cheap ass oil, but it's the right grade, mineral, all that kind of jazz, so that's going in. Anyone who's been watching for quite a while will realise that the fuel pump was blanked off on this engine. We've tried a high pressure fuel thing from a Honda last time around, bad idea, as you can imagine why. This time around I bought another electrical pump. This time it actually came with the fittings because it didn't last time around, so no wonder I couldn't use it. So this is what we're going to run on the Mini. I think this is what I had last time around when it was in its rally car days, so yeah, that's going to hopefully get it started for us today. More crucial parts have turned up. Got a new thermostat because obviously the car doesn't have one, and second-hand rad. I've no idea how well it's going to work out yet. Before I go investing in, you know, like £100 radiator, we've just gone with this cheap-ass second-hand one. Comes with a pipe sniffing, and both sides are looking pretty good as far as I can tell. There's a little bit of separation, but we'll see if it works. At least for now, it'll stop the car cooking once we do get it running. Still waiting on the hoses, and I've ordered a second-hand heater so we can actually plumb it all in one big old circle and then flush it through and all that kind of jazz. So yeah, very crucial. And on to the final but most important part. So I believe this is the golden ticket. This is the thing that's going to get us running. It's a fully refurbed and rebuilt carburetor. It's from a guy on eBay called Mini US or Mini Us, not quite sure which. But fair dues to that legend. He's also sent me a different set of needles because he was asking all sorts of amazing questions, like what kind of stage tuning kit you've got on it, all sorts of stuff. So he's basically set it up for me to run a little bit lean, nice and safe. But yeah, absolute legend. Look at it, super clean, super tidy, and that should be hopefully the ticket to get us running. So yeah, go check him out. Mini's Us on eBay, legend. Not sponsored or anything by him, just what a decent dude. Sent me a lot of messages, and yeah, thankful for the support. Cheers, fella. Alright, as it's a professional body garage, there can't be something without something going wrong. Just jacked it up to drop the oil. Wasn't really going to film much of it, just maybe mention it. Might still do that. And it just dropped on the back corner. So everything on the roof went flying, but yeah, I mean, stamped, bro. That's not really meant to be how it looks. So I have to try and investigate what the hell's happened. As far as I can tell, at least you can't see it in there, but the shock tower, actually, we'll have a look. It's pretty dingy in there and pretty dark, but the actual shock tower and everything's still in there, and the bolt for the shock's in there, unless that's snapped. It's the only thing I can think that's happened. Maybe the brand new shock has snapped, which if it is, that company will be getting a rather, we'll call it frustrated email, and they can send me a new one because these are literally brand spanking new. So yeah, we'll do the oil and then we'll come back to figuring out what the hell this is. This video is about getting it started though, not about repairing this, but we'll have a look whilst we're here. So first things first then, there's your old sump plug, that big old nut there. Get that thing undone slowly, and then yeah, get your container or whatever you've got for it. Drop your oil out, slap new oil in the top. Nice and easy, let's do it. Let's see how much oil's actually in this bad boy. Oh yes, that'd be some pretty grim oil by the looks of things. So let's see, get all that out. Oh, that gives me a washer. Anyway, we'll get all that out. No bits of horrible metal that I can see. Yeah, we'll get the new oil in. Right, now the oil is mostly drained fully away. We'll come back to that in a minute. Let's do the old carburetor and we'll do some YouTube magic. 3, 2, 1. So just in between carb magic, just going to point out that the new carb doesn't come with a little elbow thing, so that's the only thing we need to transfer across, but luckily he also provided a gasket for that, and it doesn't come with a little throttle, you know, like the wire thing that you tighten on, which is fair enough. I've just dropped mine typically, so I've got to try and find it, but you know, worst case we'll budget on for now. But yeah, just be aware, it's not technically a problem, it's just don't throw your whole carb in the bin or something like that if you're inclined to do that. Let's get this magic on. There we go, happy ho, everything's fed in. I know these are not correct fuel lines, And obviously I've got the correct ones coming in the post, because the one I did buy was like a 10 bore and is apparently like an 8, so yeah, not ideal. Does work alright for just a crank breather for now. And the overflow line there just goes over to wherever the hell, away from hot things basically, like the old way of doing it. We're going to run that pump onto that soon, but for now we need to remember to put the oil in, and then we'll come back to all this after. Right, as I'm the professional bodger, and I love showing my errors, and I've got that one super fan on the Facebook groups who absolutely is going to love the, we'll call it bedroom material, you know, he loves it. Yeah, when I put the oil in, I did put the plug in, that's the first error I didn't make, which is good, but what I didn't think about was the rocker cover like locking things, which I've got them on order, I just haven't turned up yet, and I thought the oil would just drop straight down when I was pouring it in. It didn't, as you can tell. A lot of it did, but quite a fair bit did not. I'm gonna have to clean that up after, which is alright. I've cleaned most of it up, but you know, yeah, it's also gone down, yeah, the deep dark back to the engine, so what a pain in the ass. At some point then we're gonna have to pull it out and obviously jet wash behind it. Not the end of the world, but it's an error nevertheless. So if you for some reason are halfway through an engine build, remember to put your little lock-in thingamajiggies on, otherwise it will just go straight past the gasket. Pretty obvious, to be fair, I just didn't think about it. I was rushing to get this bugger started, so yeah, not ideal. So it's going to have the bare minimum of oil just to get it to see if it'll kick over. It's registered on the stick, so it's not totally empty, but yeah, might try and put a tiny bit more in and see what happens, but yeah, just be careful. That's a mistake not to make. You actually did run for a second. That was pretty close. Oh, so close. Let's just make sure this bloody fuel pump's doing its job. Be a good start, wouldn't it? Not giving me enough fuel. Literally tiny little squares. That's probably the problem. Okay. So bodgers, yeah, again, it's not quite started yet. Well, it kind of started for a little bit, but yeah, it's not quite there. What I think it is, other than I got the fuel pump wrong, you know, and it was making a horrendous noise, I should have caught on to that a lot earlier. I realised that the firing order was wrong because one of my brothers likes to tamper with it. So I corrected that and obviously ran out of battery power. But I have got an inkling that the problem is going to be related to the ballasts. So I've ordered another coil, a sports coil that basically would run without a ballast, and I'm going to do the ballast conversion, well, the non-ballast conversion, removal even, to see if that will rectify the issue. So next time round, I'm going to make a promise it's going to be running. Even if I don't produce a video for weeks until I get it running, that will be the next time round. So yeah, remember to like and subscribe, all that kind of jazz, and I'll see you in the next video.